Going. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and today we're here to teach you what cellular respiration is.
What's cellular respiration?
First of all, there are three main stages of cellular respiration, which are glycolysis, Krebs cycle, and the electron transport chain. We will be starting with glycolysis.
Glycolysis?
Yes, glycolysis. Glycolysis is the process in which one glucose molecule is broken down to form two molecules of pyruvic acid. The glycolysis process is a multi-step pathway that occurs in the cytoplasm of animal cells, plant cells, and the cells of microorganisms, and at least 6 enzymes operate in this operation. In the first and third steps of the pathway, ATP energizes the molecules. Further along in the process, the 6-carbon glucose molecule converts into compounds and then is split into 2 3-carbon compounds. During the later stages of glycolysis, 4 ATP molecules are synthesized using the energy given off during the chemical reactions, for a net gain of 2 ATP molecules. Also during glycolysis, 2 NADH molecules are produced. And lastly, glycolysis does not use any oxygen, which is why it is considered to be anaerobic.
Glycolysis? That rings a bell. Krebs cycle is next! From a long time ago, many years in notes, I can remember that Krebs cycle takes place in the mitochondria. The Krebs cycle uses the 2 molecules of pyruvic acid formed in glycolysis and yields high-energy molecules of NADH, FADH, as well as some ATP. During the process of conversion, the pyruvic acid molecule is broken down by an enzyme. 1 carbon atom is released in the form of carbon dioxide. The remaining 2 carbon atoms are combined with a coenzyme called coenzyme A. Because each glucose molecule, there are 2 pyruvic acid molecules entering the system. 2 ATP molecules are formed. Also during Krebs cycle, the 2 carbon atoms of cytosol CoA are released and 2 carbon dioxide molecules are formed. At the end of Krebs cycle, there are 2 ATP produced along with 8 NADH, 2 FADH2, and 6 CO2. Now that we're done with the Krebs cycle, we can move on to the electron transport chain.
The electron transport chain is the final and most important step of cellular respiration. It is where a majority of the ATP is created. The electron transport chain is a stepwise process of cellular respiration that is responsible for producing water with the help of oxygen we breathe, up to 34 ATP, NAD, and FAD, which are recycled to be used again in the citric acid cycle in glycolysis. This process happens in the mitochondria of eukaryotes and cell membrane of prokaryotes. The last key point is that it only happens in aerobic conditions.
Now, to help you better understand what we just talked about in the 3 stages of cellular respiration, we will tell you the definition of aerobic and anaerobic.
Aerobic respiration is a process that requires oxygen, but in anaerobic respiration, oxygen is not required. Therefore, anaerobic and aerobic respiration differs in terms of the amount of energy that is produced. During the process of aerobic respiration, the molecules of food are broken down to obtain energy. Oxygen is present at the end point of the electron acceptor. When there is respiration through the anaerobic process, glucose together with oxygen produces energy, carbon dioxide, and water. Anaerobic respiration produces less energy when compared with the process of aerobic respiration. This can be illustrated with the fact that during anaerobic respiration, only 2 molecules of ATP are yielded for 1 glucose molecule. Generally, anaerobic respiration is always used in primitive living organisms.
Next, we're going to talk about ATP.
ATP? ATP is the abbreviation for endocyne triphosphate.
Try not to run you over.
ATP is a new nucleotide that contains a large amount of chemical energy stored in the high-energy phosphate bonds. It releases energy when it is broken down into ADP. The energy is used for many metabolic processes. Hence, ATP is considered as a universal energy currency for metabolism. ATP is produced via cellular respiration in the mitochondria and photosynthesis in chloroplasts.
Also, ATP is a chemical energy in biological systems and is the most common energy carrier in cells. It is made of an adenosine base, stop it! ATP is the chemical energy in biological systems and is the most common energy carrier in cells. It is made of an adenosine base, ribosome, sugar, and 3 phosphate groups. ATP releases energy when the bond is broken between the second and third phosphate groups to form ADP. After the whole process of cellular respiration is finished, there could be a max of 38 ATP produced, usually that's in plants, but there is an average of 36.
Now you know what cellular respiration is, what the stages are, and what is produced from it.
Thanks for watching! Whee!